Okay, hi all, good morning. So today we have the official day 1 class of as this Azure course, and this is going to be for the next, I think, 4 months. I have already told you the class timing, Monday to Friday, 8 to 9. Okay, I'm planning 8:15 to 9:15. Is that fine for you people?
Yes, Tanvir.
Yes. Because actually I have class SQL class 7 to 8. So minimum I want 10 minutes gap in between. That's why maybe 8:10 or 8:15 to 9:15. Okay. Now see, you all know the importance of Azure. You go through LinkedIn, Naukri.com, any other job portal, you will see a lot of job opportunities are there for Azure. And moreover, what trend I have observed recently, even for data analysts or ETL testers, okay, they are asking you should know Azure because the reason is most of the business transactions data are moving on cloud. That is what the stakeholders, clients, they want. Every job profile, they should have at least some basic idea about the cloud platform, such as Azure or AWS. Okay. And I've told earlier as well, nowadays, don't restrict to a particular skill set only. And I think you all know whatever I'm telling, you can verify, or I think most of you know that. So things are changing rapidly. So the expectation from the resources and the employees are they should be multi-skilled. Okay. So that's what always keep on enriching your skill sets. And if you want to excel in the IT industry, I'm telling you based on my last 15 years of experience. Okay, so things are changing very rapidly, and the only thing in your hand is keep on upskilling, keep on learning. Okay, continuously. So fine. So I have explained you a little bit about Azure in my demo class. So I will continue that discussion. So first 2, 3 classes will be a little bit theoretical, but this is important because if you don't know what is cloud, what is Azure, what are the benefits of cloud, why we are moving on cloud, how cloud technology works, what is the backend and all those things. So then if I will directly move to Azure portal, you'll be a little bit surprised ki what is this platform, what we are trying to do here, or the business will get benefited out of it. Okay. And these are the syllabus which will be covered. I have mentioned very high level, okay, points here. But if you have any doubt, okay, Tanvir, this will be covered, this will be covered, you can ask me. Okay, fine then. So let me quickly cover. So we have discussed what is Azure. Azure is a, okay, my voice is audible and the screen is visible to everyone. Can you
Yes.
please confirm? Okay. So Azure is a Microsoft product, and I will request everyone to make the session interactive. Don't hesitate in asking question. The format will be same as like how I have taken SQL classes. Okay. It purely depends on your interaction and your interest, how in depth you want to understand this. Okay. So Azure is a Microsoft product. Point number one. It is not a new technology. It is a new product trying to solve the same old problem of ETL, extract, transform, and load. What is ETL? Maybe if you want, I can take a separate ad hoc session and can explain that because if I will explain it here, we will deviate from the topic a little bit. ETL is like extracting data from multiple sources, transforming it, and then loading it so that then the data can be used by data analysts, business intelligence team, machine learning engineers, or AI engineers. They all need data. If you don't have data, these all job profiles can't do anything. So that is why data engineers job is very critical for any project because they are the one who are responsible for loading data. Clear? Azure is one such tool which can help you to load data. In one line, if someone will ask me, Tanvir, just tell me in one line what this Azure will do. This will load data. That's all. This is a one line definition. Many other things are there which Azure can do, but for our sake, we'll be discussing the data loading aspect of Azure. And this is not a new tool which is trying to solve this problem. Earlier, we have Informatica, Talent, and many such tools which were solving this problem, okay, of performing the ETL task. And they were also very good tool, but because of some reasons, now we are moving to cloud platform, which we'll discuss. So Azure is a Microsoft cloud computing platform which will help me to load data. Azure is not only about data loading capabilities, it has many other features. It has storage account, it has analytics features, it can create reports, AIML, many other things are there. These are known as services, which you will see when I will show you the Azure platform. How to log into Azure, everything will be covered. Don't worry about it. So now this was little bit about Azure. Then what is cloud? Okay, you all know what is cloud. Uh, Cloud is uh, like cloud vendors are Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Oracle. We have many such cloud platform vendors. What they are providing us, they are telling us, you don't worry about the storage. I will take care of the storage. And the very simple example is your Google Drive, right? They give 15 GB free data as right. So you can store whatever you want in your Google Drive. And suppose you are at a one location, you are in India, you move to US. There also you will log into your Gmail and you can access whatever you have stored in Google Drive, right? And that's a very good example, practical example of cloud. So these cloud vendors, what they have done, they have given that assurance, okay, we will load all your data. Don't worry about it. You want more storage? I will give you that. You want to reduce the storage? I will do that. It means they are giving you that provision. Okay, whatever you want, we will bring that to you. And we will charge you only for what you are using. That is what known as pay as you go model. Suppose if I am using 1 TB of data, okay, for 1 month, okay, next month I have reduced this to let's say 400 GB. So from next month onwards, they will charge me only for 400 GB data, not for 1 TB. So it's very flexible. Okay, not only storage, computational power as well. You can increase the number of servers, you can decrease the number of servers, and many such things. Even they can give you virtual machines, which we will discuss. So that is why nowadays cloud is gaining momentum. Most of the companies they are trusting cloud vendors like Microsoft, Google, or Amazon, and they are saving all the data in their data centers. Okay, so that is what is little bit about cloud. It's something like who is taking care of each and everything. Like how in a marriage ceremony, what happened these days? We don't have to take attention of a banquet hall or about the other food arrangements or logistic arrangement or decoration, right? You don't have to worry about it. So there are event manager, they will take care of each and everything. So you can think of cloud like that. Is that clear? And these are the famous cloud vendors, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Or I can tell these are the market leaders as of now. Any questions so far?
Yes, Tanvir. Tanvir, as you've
Hmm.
mentioned, we can load data using Azure, right? And then what about the extract
Hmm.
and transform operations?
All those
Can't we
things.
do that in Azure?
All those
Okay.
things. I just told you in one line, in a very simple definition, if someone will ask me what Azure will do, it's like loading data. In loading data, of course, it has to extract it from somewhere. You can
Right.
apply some business logics as well. Of course, it will be there. Okay, just in a layman term, I was trying to define, but of course, everything it will extract it, it will transform it, it will load it, and I will show you all those things.
Oh,
Okay. See, this is one such example of your Azure portal data factory. I don't want to confuse you with all these things here. What is this rocket science? Nothing like that. But here I will show you, okay, suppose I have data in my this Azure SQL database and I want to load it in some storage account. So I can go and I can load it there and I can apply some filter conditions, all those things. So that will be shown to you. Okay. So this is our storage account where I will show you how you can extract data from this database and you can load into this storage account. You can further download it in your computer, or you have a file in your computer sent by the source team. You want to load it in Azure SQL database. All those things you can do. You can apply business logics. You can deploy the changes in different environments. Okay, we will see all these things. Okay,
Sir, a
now,
question.
yes.
Shall I look at Azure as a traditional database or as a traditional ETL?
No, it's not only about database. If I have shown you here this Azure SQL database, this is one of the services. This
Right.
is one of the component. Okay, they have this database feature as well, where you can write your SQL queries, whatever you have learned so far. Okay, but again, at the same time, please don't be under the impression that you should have a very advanced SQL knowledge, then you can work on it. No, even if you know the basics of SQL, that is fine.
I
Okay,
was more referring to as a database admin. Sorry. So let me take it back. So traditionally there were like SQL, data developers as a SQL developers, and then there were database admins who were managing all the different containers of like data.
it
So
is one of the
Azure,
part.
okay,
It is one of the part of Azure. It has many
okay,
other things to do.
right,
If I'm
right,
showing you okay, this Azure has Microsoft Azure has this database, you can write query. This is one a small part of it. It has many other things which it can do. Okay.
okay, okay.
You could see here search services. Okay, let me click on home. So here you
Yeah,
see
I think I
Azure
have seen.
services,
Yeah.
data factories, app services, cost management, many other things. If you click on more services, you can see a lot of AI machine learning. You have 20 services, analytics, you have 20 and all those things. So
Right, right.
many things it can do. Actually, Microsoft has this monopoly. They are trying to capture the market. So they want what all things are done in the world of ETL by any other tool. They are trying to implement that in this Azure, and they want everyone to use Azure. See, what is certification? That's a purely a scam. You'll be surprised to hear this. Okay, Tanvir, how you are telling certifications are a scam? Why any vendor or company, whether Microsoft, Google, or Amazon, why they roll out those certifications? Because they know if more and more engineers they get used to my product, so they will work in the companies, right? So my product will be there in the market. That is what certification means. If you're doing Microsoft certification, you will add that in your resume to gain the weightage. Okay, you know this product, right? So that's what each and every vendors they are trying. Okay, they should have all the services in their product so that their product can be used in the businesses and they will get more revenue. That's all. This is the mathematics. All this is clear.
Sure, sure, Tanvi. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, but that's fine. Ask any question. Don't hesitate in asking questions. I know this is something new. Maybe many of you are not from the data background or the ETL background. That is fine. You have to ask questions. Okay. Now, this was a little bit about cloud, but don't think the discussion around cloud is over. No, next two, three classes I'll be discussing about this only. Because first of all, you have to be very clear with cloud. Now, we have different types of data. A structured data is the very simple one. It means the data which you can store in a table in columns and rows format. Or I can tell whatever I have taught you in SQL language, everything was on structured data. I created customer table, employee table, product table. Everything was structured data. Or if someone will ask, what is the structured data? So you can tell the data which you can store in a table, that is the structured data. But like images, video, audio, your email, any link, those things you can't store. So those are considered as semi-structured or unstructured data. And this is the reason this too has given birth to this big data technology. Okay, before 2010, it was not in the market because before 2010, there was very less amount of a structured, semi-structured or unstructured data. But right now, if you will Google, you will see more than 80% or maybe more than 90% now, I don't know. Data are semi-structured or unstructured. The data on your YouTube, what is that? Unstructured video data. Instagram, unstructured data. right? Your WhatsApp messages, unstructured data. Your Twitter, unstructured data. You are shopping on e-commerce platform, unstructured data. Your CCTV camera images, satellite images, sensor images, unstructured data, right? So that is why before 2010, I'm not telling you big data came in 2010 only. It's a long back to the 2004, 5, Google, they published the paper, white paper on Hadoop and all those things. So, but these two are the culprits who has given birth to this big data because the traditional tool were not able to handle a semi-structured or unstructured data. Can you store videos in a Oracle database and you can write SQL queries? No. So that is why then the business owners they started thinking how to solve this problem. And that is where we have this big data technology. It will solve the problem of handling semi-structured as well as unstructured data. And the other problem was the data was getting generated at a very fast volume. Can you imagine the transactions or the videos which are getting uploaded on YouTube on a daily basis? Can you imagine the number of transactions happening on Amazon app on a daily basis? Millions of transactions are happening. So these were the few challenges which the technology experts or the engineers were facing at that time. And because of that, we got this big data technology. And that is why you have that data engineer. Earlier, this job profile was known as SQL developer or ATL developer. And those innocent people were just loading structured data. I was one among them. We used to load structured data. We used to work on informatical tool. Life was very simple. Okay, then this big data 2014, 15, I remember I've given a presentation in Infosys Chennai Education and Research Department about this big data, how it works, how MapReduce work, what is mapper, what is reducer, what is key value pair, and how to create servers, distributed systems, and all those things. And I remember the entire hall of 200 people capacity was full because everyone was fascinated to know okay, what is this big data technology, like how you are fascinated about AI and ML now. So at that time, everyone wants to know okay, what is big data. Okay, anyway, so net just understand key data which you can save in a table format which has some context are known as structured data, and on this data you can write your SQL query. That is why SQL is known as a structured query language because you can use this language only to handle structured data. Semi-structured data, it means they have partial structure, like JSON. I will show you that. XML, okay, sensor data, emails. They have partial structure, so they comes under semi-structured data. But images, videos, audios, PDF, other text documents sometimes are considered under semi-structured as well. This is a debatable topic, but these are considered under unstructured data. And to solve this problem or do analysis on this type of semi-structured and unstructured data, you can't use SQL language. For that, we have no SQL language, which stands for not only SQL. Okay. So net semi-structured or unstructured data. Sorry, 1 minute. Semi-structured or unstructured data, they don't have any predefined format or schema. Any question? Is this clear? Okay. So no SQL database, it means without tables, without a schema. Okay. They work on key value pair. In Python, if you ever studied dictionary, there I have taught key value pair. Okay, I know most of you have already studied SQL, Python, but I repeat, I'm not telling it's a prerequisite for Azure. Wherever needed, I will repeat it. But still, my recommendation, suggestion to every one of you have to be strong in SQL and Python. These are bread and butter these days in IT industry. Okay. Any questions so far? No questions. Okay. Now I'm giving you two scenarios. You have to tell me which is an example of cloud. I've given this example in the demo class as well. I want to open a computer institute. I want 50 computers. Okay. I ordered 50 computers. I bought it. I have bought server. I have my own storage. I have my own network device. I have hired a team who will maintain those devices. They will update it, add patches. I have to take care of electricity bills. Whenever they need maintenance, I have to work on it. Is this an example of cloud?
Oh,
Sorry.
no, it is no, because we are taking care of everything. So it's
Okay.
more
What are
like
the
not.
challenges I will face? Okay, that's correct. What are the challenges I will face if I will buy 50 computers, servers, storage, a team to manage? What are the challenges in this?
I would say we need to maintain a physical storage devices.
Hmm.
Uh, that is one thing, and we need to maintain the servers also.
Hmm. Here
So
we
we'll
have
have
to
to take
maintain
care of
each.
everything.
Correct. Here I have to maintain. First of all, I have to buy 50 computers, and that need good amount of capital. Then servers, storage. Then I have to recruit people who can maintain all those things. Then monthly basis, I have to take care of electricity bills. And if something is wrong, I have to take care of maintenance. And suppose I need 10 more computers, again I have to buy. Or suppose the number of students has decreased. I don't want 30 computers, I just want 20 computers. What I will do with the remaining 30 computers? Then I will search someone so that I can sell it, right? That's the headache. So now if I will contact Microsoft, what they will do? They will tell, okay, Tanvir, I will give you 50 computers. Okay. Everything will be virtual. I will give you a link. Just click on that link. You will get access. And that is what you're doing in your company, no? You log into virtual machines, Citrix. What is that? Cloud. And Microsoft is telling me, Tanvir, you don't worry about electricity. Whatever is there, we will pay for it. Tomorrow, if you want 10 more computers, I will provide that as well, Tanvir. You just raise a request. It will be instantly added. If you want to reduce, that is also allowed. And you have to pay for whatever you're using for whatever duration, Tanvir. What is this example? This is an example of cloud. So if I am going with the traditional approach of buying computers, maintaining it, and all those things, buying, maintaining, what are the problem? It will be first of all expensive. To buy 50 computers, at least I think I need minimum, I think 30, 40 lakhs, right? And then this is time consuming. I have to go to market, I have to do research and all those things, and then I will buy it. But if I'll go to the cloud platform, I will just tell to Microsoft, okay, I want 50 computers of let's say 8 GB RAM, 500 GB, 500 GB hard disk, i5 processor, 14-inch. That's all. They will provide me. Correct. So this is expensive or time consuming, and this is hard to scale. Remember this point. Interviewers ask these questions. So hard to scale. Hard to scale means if I have to increase the capacity, I want more servers, I want more machines. So again, it will take time. Correct? But if I'm going with the cloud approach, what I will do? I will just connect, raise the request to any cloud vendor. We're discussing about Azure. So assume our cloud vendor is Microsoft. Okay. So I will send a request to Microsoft. Kyare bhai, I want 50 computers. Immediately, instantly, they will add it. Okay. So this is flexible and this is cheaper. And this is, I can tell this is hassle free. You don't have to worry about maintenance and all those things. So that is the reason everyone is moving on cloud. And that's why you check any job profile. They will ask you, do you know cloud? Have you worked on any cloud platform? Okay, and that was the reason I thought, let's add this course. Okay. Any question? Is it making sense for you? Are you people able to understand what is the difference between the cloud approach and the traditional approach? कुछ समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, now I was telling something. I forgot what I was telling. Okay, I was telling something. I forgot यार क्या बोल रहा था मैं. Okay, anyway. Now, I have told you we have different types of data, structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. Now, quick test. I'm storing students' marks, their information in a table. Okay, what is this? This is structured data or semi-structured or unstructured?
Structured data.
Structured data. Your banking transactions, credit and debit transactions, day by day for each and every customer. What is this?
Structured.
Structured data. Your company employee database, employee name, contact,
Structured.
designation, location, salary, structured data. These are structured data. Now, I got some scanned PDF or just PDF. What is this? Unstructured data. WhatsApp chat, where I'm sending some images or videos. What is that? Unstructured data because it doesn't have any predefined format or schema. JSON, semi-structured data because you cannot strictly store that in a table format, but it has some structure that is keys and values. That is semi-structured data. Okay. I think that is clear. I will show you example of JSON later point of time. Okay, now another example. Suppose I have to explain the structure, semi-structure, and structure to a school-going student. Okay. The notebook of a student. Okay. So in that you have written something notes, classroom notes. What is that? Is structured, semi-structured, or unstructured? The fair copy. We used to have fair copy and rough copy, right? That fair notebook where I've written my notes. What is that? It will be structured data because notes are written in lines, in columns, easy to read and such. That is structured data. But if you have a rough notebook where you have some bullet points, some headings, okay, so maybe some scribblings will be there. So that is example of semi-structured data. But your drawing copy, example of unstructured data because drawing copy can have some images, drawings, right? Pictures. That is an example of unstructured data. Hope it is clear. So structure means it is well organized. Semi-structured means partially organized like a rough copy. Unstructured means no structure like images, videos, audios, PDF. That is unstructured. Clear? So far we have discussed about types of data and little bit about cloud. Just 1 minute, I will take some water. So cloud approach, if I am going with this, what I will get? I will get computers plus. They are telling Tanvir, I will give you storage as well. Plus, they will give me networking as well. Plus, they will give me computational power as well. But everything will be on rental basis. Okay, this is on a rental basis. You will not get any servers at your home. You cannot tell, okay, Microsoft, you are giving me servers. No, I want to install that in my campus. That is not allowed. That will be at cloud data center. You cannot take your servers at your home. Everything on the cloud, or I can tell on the internet. Now, this is a very commonly asked question in interview, and this is asked to everyone when we start interview. Why cloud? Okay, why companies are going for cloud? So point number one, you have to tell it is scalable. What is the meaning of scalable? Whenever you want, you can increase the capacity, you can decrease the capacity. Second point, pay as you go. Means you will be charged for whatever you're using. Third point, can you tell me any benefit of cloud? You are in India, you are using Google Drive. Once you go to US, can you use Google Drive?
Yes.
Yes. So it's
Yes.
easily accessible, right? This is fast as well. Security is always a concern. Okay. All the cloud platforms, they have a lot of mechanisms, keys, tokens, okay, many things, but still, it is still a concern because ultimately you are storing data at the third party platform, right? Same thing happens with us when we were taking classes on Graphy platform. Those who are from the old batches, they know this, what happened. So suddenly they deleted all our recordings. So that was a nightmare for us. Then we thought, it's not good to trust any third party. So then now we have everything on Google Drive and we have our own hard disk as well. Okay. So that is one I can tell demerit or cons of cloud approach because you're giving everything to cloud. Now suppose all our recordings, SQL, Python, everything is on Google Drive. Tomorrow something goes wrong. Okay, although the chances are very less, but something goes wrong. Google will tell, sorry, Tanvir, earthquake happens and our data center exploded, so we lost all the data. What I will do? Tell me. I can't do anything, but I will suffer. And you all will call me, Tanvir, we need recordings. So that is why that is one demerit of trusting third-party application. Okay. So cloud is basically on-demand access to computing resources, whatever you can imagine. Servers, storage, you want database, you want networking, you want analytics, everything cloud vendors will give you. Without owning the hardware, you don't have to own everything. Everything will be given to you by cloud. So it means you rent what you need, pay for what you use, and you can scale it. So these points uh, are the complete summary of cloud approach. Scalability, cost efficiency, availability that is accessible. Security is a debatable topic, so I don't want to give you full assurance on it. Okay. And speed. Okay. So each and every point is clear, right? Now, cloud has layers. Okay. Cloud has layers. Listen to this now. One layer is known as IaaS. It is infrastructure as a service. It is just what all services provided by cloud. We are segregating them or we are creating category. Infrastructure as a service. Then you have PaaS, which is platform as a service. Then you have SaaS, which is software as a service. The example of infrastructure as a service is like it is providing you with storage, which is nothing but it is giving you infrastructure. Then network, it is giving you infrastructure, right? So all these things are provided by cloud. And actually, what I told you, it can provide computers, storage, networking, computational power. We are categorizing them in these buckets. The storage and network will come under infrastructure. Okay. Then databases or your data warehouse. Like here I have shown, the Azure SQL DB. I've shown you this Azure SQL DB. Do you think all this data is in my machine, in my computer? No, everything is on cloud. If you see this customer table, I have this data. This is not in my machine. This is on cloud. All this data is in cloud. So it is providing you database or data warehouse, which is platform actually, so that on this platform you can write SQL queries. Then software as a service are like ready-made applications. The very simple is your Power BI. It's a Microsoft product only. Okay, that's the software as a service. If you are thinking about Google, you have Google Analytics. That's an example of software as a service. Then they provide virtual machines. You all log in to your official laptop through virtual machine, maybe Citrix or Azure as well. Okay, so that is virtual machines. They're providing you infrastructure. Okay, so this is the category. Infrastructure they'll provide platform, they'll provide software. Infrastructure means raw infrastructures like virtual machines, storage, network, okay, all those things. I will show you how this Azure will create virtual machines. And this is not only Azure is having this. If you go with AWS, they also provide this. Okay, clear? So you can think of infrastructure as a service is like how I can tell, like you have a bare apartment. Okay, you just bought a flat in an apartment. Then you have to do all the setup like furniture and all those things. So that is what is infrastructure. Okay. Now platform, as I told, provide a cloud is providing you database, analytics. Analytics will also come here. Analytics engine. Okay. So, or other ETL services, which I will show you. This all comes under platform as a service. And here, then you can create your data pipelines, which I think 40% of our time in this course would be on this creating pipelines only. So, and here, database means Azure SQL database. Okay, if you're thinking from AWS perspective, it is RDS, GCP, BigQuery, Databricks, and all those things. So it's like now they're providing you 1 minute. A furnished apartment. Okay. It means they are providing you furnitures and modular kitchen, everything is ready. So that is furnished apartment. It's providing you platform. Okay, okay. They will provide you Azure SQL database. You go and run your query. But if they're providing virtual machines, so maybe then there you have to install databases and you have to do all these things. Like I told you, you got a bare apartment only, then you have to uh, do all those arrangements for bed, fridge, washing machine, and all those things. The platform means you just move in and you start living, right? You don't have to worry about it. Software as a service means everything is ready-made applications. It will be delivered over the internet. No setup, no management, just log in and use. Plug and play. Like Power BI, what is that? Plug and play. You'll be getting a link and you can do whatever you want. Then Salesforce. Microsoft 365, what is that? Software. And then you can open your Excel and all those things you can do. So this is an example of, let's say, hotel, right? If you will go in a hotel, good hotel, you don't have to worry about anything. Everything will be there, right? Bedsheet, furnitures, AC, fridge, and if you want food, you can order food as well. Correct? So that is what is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. But infrastructure as a service, you have more responsibility because they will just give you virtual machine. They will just give you network. They will just give you storage. Maybe if you have to maintain, then you have to further on this virtual machine. Like those who are working in project, you got a virtual machine. Then in that virtual machine, you want to use Oracle, you can download it. You want to use Snowflake, you can use it. They will just give you a machine. Like how when you buy a laptop, it's not like when you buy a laptop, you will also get Oracle installed, Power BI installed, Power BI link, Snowflake, everything. No, they will just give you a laptop, and then in that laptop, whatever you want, you can use it. Okay. So can you tell me which is more easy for as a thing from a consumer perspective, which is more ready-made for you and which is more easy to use?
Oh,
Infrastructure,
yes,
platform, or software? Which one?
SAS.
SAS. This is like
Yes.
a plug and play, right? And Power BI is one such example. All the interviews they don't focus more on this question. It's not like they will grill you for 10 or 15 minutes, what is cloud layers and all those things. Nowadays, see, interview is becoming more materialistic. They will not ask theoretical questions. They will give you business problem. Okay, now solve it. That's it. And that is the reason nowadays there's no restriction to only BTech, MTech, or MCA guys can appear for interview. The world is flat now. They are giving opportunity to everyone. Okay, fine. Uh, fine. Okay, any questions so far? Is this clear? Any feedback? Or you people know all these things? You want me to bypass it? Tell me.
For me, the cloud layers was useful. Always wanted to know
Okay.
the difference between those.
Hmm. Okay. Fine. You see, I know many of you might know all these things, but this is important. Maybe if I will escape, others who don't know at later point of time they will struggle. Then I have to repeat it. So I thought, okay, if it is taking time, that's fine. At least we all should be on the same platform. So these are the cloud layers. Okay. Now, next we have cloud types. Also, we have different types of cloud. Okay. So cloud types means the first example is your public cloud. Public cloud means the services are hosted and managed by uh, third-party providers. Like how I told you, Microsoft, they will take care of each and everything. Amazon, Google, okay, they will take care of each and everything. So here, what you have to do, anyone can come, they can subscribe and they can use based on pay-as-you-go basis. So generally, like startups or what they do, they will hire a cloud vendor. Okay, we don't have that much capital. You take care of each and everything, and they will get Azure virtual machines or Azure blob storage, which I will show you down the line. So public cloud means, okay, suppose I'm starting a company. If I'm starting a company, I have to create all the infrastructure, which will take a lot of time and money as well. What I will do, I will contact Microsoft. I will tell my requirement. That's it. Then I will sleep. They will take care of each and everything. But the demerit of public cloud is nothing is in your control. That is one of the big demerit of public cloud. Everything is with the control of your vendors. Then next you have private cloud. In Infosys, when I was working, there was one of the project which was based on private cloud, and I think it was for Citibank or Bank of America. So private cloud, what happens? So cloud infrastructure is dedicated separately for a single organization. Okay. And that is managed either on-premise or by a third-party vendor. Sometime uh, we will tell to the cloud vendors, okay, I want server, I want the storage, but we will maintain it. Okay, we will manage it. Maybe the data is confidential. So it is restricted only within the organization. So private cloud is more restricted. Okay. Fine. This is more restricted. Especially the use case is banks. They go for private cloud because they want some control over it. Government data, okay, or other agencies or the companies with strict data security and compliance, they go for private cloud. Okay. So there it's not like you are giving full control to the cloud vendors. You will keep some control as well on this. So these cloud vendors, what they will do, they will give you a separate designated place. That is private cloud. Then you have hybrid cloud. As the name indicates, this is a combination of public plus private. Okay. So this is a combination of this. So this is flexible. Okay. So here what will happen? The sensitive data you will run in the private cloud, and wherever you see that, okay, this is public data, you will keep it in the public cloud. Because actually private clouds are more costly, much more costlier than public cloud. Okay. And that is why sometimes companies they will adopt a hybrid cloud. Okay, the data which is confidential, they will keep it in a private cloud. Otherwise, they will keep it in a public cloud. Okay. So an example can be like an e-commerce application which is maintaining customer data in private cloud because that is something confidential. Okay. But they are using analytics on public cloud. Okay. In that, but this is done in order to save money. So if your data is super confidential, no compromise, we have to go for private cloud. If your data is pure public data, okay, some general analysis data, you can keep directly on public cloud. Okay. Hybrid cloud is a mix of this. So you can understand public cloud is like you are renting an apartment. Okay. Or like this PG, right? In Bangalore, you have this culture, PG. Bangalore, Pune, everywhere we have. What is PG? It's an example of public cloud. In PG, what happens? Your a room will be there and that will be shared with two or three people, right? So the benefit of this is the cost will be lower, but the demerit will be you have to share the resources. Okay. Benefit will be lower cost. That is an example of public cloud. Private cloud means you you have you're owning a house. Okay. You have taken a house. Only you will stay there. Dedicated for you. More secure. No one can come. Even if someone will come, he has to take permission for you. But what is the demerit? It will be costly. That is your private cloud. Everything, most of the things will be in your control. Hybrid cloud is like you are owning a house, plus in that house, suppose it's 4 BHK, and you thought, yeah, I want only 3 rooms. So one room you have rented it to someone. That's an example of hybrid cloud. So they all depends on the business use case. Okay. But mostly the organizations, they go for public cloud because this is the cheapest. Out of public, private, and hybrid, public cloud is the cheapest one. Okay. The demerit of this is here everything will be shared. The infrastructure will be shared. Okay. Any question?
Sir, I have one
Okay,
question.
yeah, tell me.
For the cloud, we have three major vendors. And when
Hmm.
you say public, let's say those vendors will lease us a space or a cloud service.
Hmm.
So since those three are considered as a public cloud, at which point will it become a private cloud when I'm leasing the service?
Okay. Let me give very simple example to make you understand. Suppose this particular storage has been given. okay, by Microsoft to me. Okay, this is a data center. Here I have, suppose, Tanvir data is staying here, Rohan data is staying here, Faisal data is staying here. That will all be in one storage. But I have a concern here that maybe my data can be leaked because we have Rohan data, Faisal data, and all those things. So I will tell to my cloud vendor, I want a separate space. I don't want anyone around it. So everywhere here, only my data will be there, right? So they will give me a totally separate space. So that is like private cloud. Everything will be with me. No other example, no other around it. Okay. So it will be dedicated for me only. The dedicated infrastructure for me only. And here, one thing is also possible. They can also give the data center in my campus. Although it's rare, but they have this provision. Microsoft will give the data center which I can install in my premise because I want control over it. I don't want to trust Microsoft. Okay, but that will be hosted by Microsoft. But where it will be? In my campus. Why? Because I don't trust Microsoft. So I'll be having full control over network security and other things. So the benefits of private cloud is maximum security. That is one of the important benefit, maximum security. And you can have your own compliance. So it will be compliance friendly for you. And you'll be having full customization. You can customize it. Are you understanding?
Got, sir, got it.
Right?
And the yeah, and the
Uh,
follow-up question I had is, and
one,
also
one,
you
1 minute. Just 1 minute. But the demerit of it is very expensive. Very expensive. Other demerit. I have faced this when I was working for Infosys. The other, and because of that, ultimately, then they moved to hybrid cloud because then they told ki, we don't have that much budget in project and all those things. The other demerit which we faced is scaling. If we want to increase the server, we have to raise a request to Microsoft, and then they will tell, we have to install in your campus. It will take time and all those things. So scaling is slow here in private cloud. This is also one important point which I missed. Scaling is slow. Okay. And if you want to do upgrade and patching, so if your team is there, you will take care. But if you will ask, okay, Microsoft, you please take care of upgrading, patching, maintenance, again, that will be slow. But this is best use case for banks, government agencies, or any legal enterprise applications, or if you want for regulatory reasons. Then we go for private cloud. Otherwise, this is very costly. Okay, 1 minute. Is this clear? First of all, confirming.
yes.
Okay, now what's the next question?
Huh. Okay, so first question on what has been discussed when it comes to the scaling. Isn't
Hmm.
scaling is as equal as raising a request to Google Drive saying that, I mean, although it's a private, that I'm having only for myself, I'm paying some like $2 per month. And if I ask for like 2 TB now, which is gonna cost like
Hmm.
$10 per month,
Hmm.
isn't that scaling is as
Yes, yes, you are
then
right. That is the
yeah,
scaling.
yeah, then at which point is it becoming slow? Because still Google is controlling the scaling and they're just doing on a snapshot, increasing the number from like 2 to like 10 TB,
Okay,
something
your
like.
question is if I'm telling in private cloud scaling is slow, how?
Yeah,
This is your
yeah,
question, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you cannot correlate this with Google Drive. Google Drive is not an example of private cloud. That is purely public cloud because the data is stored in the Google data centers. There, Google has full control. They can scale it down or they can do whatever want. But in private cloud, everything is in your campus. If you want to increase the server or machines, so that they have to implement it in your campus, right? That is
Okay,
why
so
scaling is slow.
what you meant by private cloud is the infrastructure or the data centers itself is. installed or
Yeah, in your
is
campus, in your
okay.
premises. Yeah,
Got it. Got it.
because
Now the follow-up
see,
question.
in private cloud, everything is you can think in this way, it's a manual, okay, and capacity bound. So a lot of hardware dependency is there because maybe sometime it can happen. You will tell, I want my servers, but your storage. This also happens. It's not like everyone will tell you, okay, I will give everything to Microsoft to take care of your storage, computational power, database. No, you can restrict it. I want just this service from you. I don't want other services. In my current project, we have virtual machine from Azure. Okay, but the database from Snowflake. Okay, so that is possible. I don't want to use everything from Microsoft. I want to use some like the ETL tool is from Talent. That happens, right? Clear?
Yeah. And one last question.
Hmm.
Coming to the private cloud, the concept of the private cloud. So let's say I've created a visualization in the Tableau and I have published in their public server, which means now that visualization, even you can go to the Tableau public server and you can access that data, that visualization. So, I mean, from my side, I'm assuming that is the meaning or the purpose of the public cloud. And now coming to the question is, if organizations are using public cloud, does it mean that other people can also access their data, or does it mean that the infrastructure is present at their premises and we are able to have the service but still restrict the data within our organization? This is the confusion I have.
Okay, let me clarify this. I'm not telling if your data is in public cloud, it is not secure. I'm not telling this. Suppose my data is in Google Drive. I'm damn sure no one can access it until and unless I'm not sharing link. Correct?
Still, that's called public cloud.
Ha. So I'm not
Okay.
telling if something is in public cloud, it is not secure. I'm not telling that. I'm not telling if something is in public cloud, it can be accessed by everyone. I'm not telling this. Then the question is, Tanvi, then why you're telling in private cloud it is more secure? Because there are chances. Now see, you are sharing your credit card, debit card details at many platforms when you are booking ticket or purchasing something, right? Can you tell me a single platform which can give you 100% guarantee that your data will not be leaked? Tell me.
No.
There's no such platform in this world who can give you this assurance. Recently in India, in 2020, some good amount of people, their debit card details was compromised. Then we have an application Big Basket. Many of the customers' debit card details was compromised. There's a dedicated hacker team who are well experienced, well talented, who is working on this. I'm not sure how many of you know this. So nobody can guarantee my application is foolproof. 2022, Microsoft, their database was compromised, and the data which they were holding, the which was compromised of Coca-Cola. You right now you check in Google.
Yeah, yeah,
So that is why nobody can give full guarantee. So that is why if the data is very sensitive, suppose NASA data, right? So they can't take that risk. Suppose the data is compromised, what Google or Microsoft will do? They will send you an email, I'm very sorry, data is compromised. What you can do,
yeah,
right? So that is when a safer side, they go for private cloud, but it doesn't mean कि I'm telling कि if you're keeping on public cloud, it can be accessed by everyone. No, even that is secure. And the cloud vendors, they do all the level best, which I will show you down the line. They have signatures, access keys, tokens, shared access
oh,
signatures, so that they have rotational keys, so that should not be compromised. But there is a dedicated company in this world who is working on this only. They hire engineers for this purpose only. And one more thing, Microsoft has their one sister company who is working on like how they can break their own system to check how foolproof the system is. Okay, so that's what. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, Tanvir, I was just trying to understand when it will be public and when it turns out to be private, and I got the answer. Thank you.
But mostly it will be public only because private is very costly. And if you work in private cloud, it is very hectic. So ultimately, when I was working here, I have sent a request to my tenant acquisition team. I don't want to work here because a lot of restrictions will be there to do a particular task. You have to raise a lot of requests, multiple approvals. So then we feel demotivated to work in that project where we have a lot of restrictions. But anyway, the data is confidential, so what they can do, right? Even I remember at that time we were not allowed to carry our mobile. Okay, we have to keep it outside of that ODC. Okay, so that's all for today. I will stop here. Hope you got a fair idea about cloud types of data layers in cloud. Okay, so tomorrow I will show you how to log into Azure portal. Okay, fine then. Any question? All good. So thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.